But it is time for the boys to come out to play. The two mates coming in from Maui, Finn and Cash. Who is going to be the top athlete here in Cape Verde?
Already seen Cash with the first of the waves, and this was a big score already. 8.1 as wave one attempt, and he absolutely throwing it down. Not a particularly large wave, but being super creative with it. He would have seen what Malo has done in the mini-final. He'll know exactly what the judges want. And look, there's hardly anything there. And he still gets himself a 3. Oop! And gets tripped over by a rock.
And there you can see also Finn just dropping out of that one, but still Cash mixing it up. So an 8.17 versus a 4.34. Early days, 25-minute heat. The final heat of the competition. Your GWA Wingfoiling World Cup here in Cape Verde, Punta Preta. And while we're waiting for the action to go out there we can see the smiles, the hugs, the vibes, and the champion, Nia Swadia, your #1 in the world. As soon as we finish off with this men's final, we will be calling it a day. And who is going to be the king of both Cape Verde and the world? We will soon find out.
Defending world champion Cash Pizzola. Claimed that after a 3-round tour last year. Just the one this year for the Wingfoilers. Needs to get a second wave on the board, but has over 20 minutes to do that, so absolutely not to worry. And actually, yeah, no, hasn't done anything as yet. Finn had a couple of runs. Got a 4.9 in for that last one that we saw him just dropping out of. But it was from the very early rounds, from the first time that we saw our top seeds in round 3, it was between these two, wasn't it? With Malo also featuring. And we need to go super, super creative. Cash already laying down an 8.1. This is the 4.9 from Finn. And again, not a big wave.
And he's going in from deep as well, starting off with that big air right into the pocket. And here, keeping that speed, move for move. A little bit of an air drop down there, having a little look at the rocks, seeing that he's quite close. So 4.93 there for that last ride. But I mean, early days. Both of these guys have been throwing in moves. Because let's not forget, in that previous heat of Malo and Finn, we saw Finn getting a total of a 16.40, Cash a 16.83. So very, very similar scores. And Finn had an 8 and an 8.40. And then when it came to Cash, Cash landed up with 2 wave scores. And he had a total of an 8.60 and an 8.23. So pretty much same scores when it came in those semi-finals. But this is the place to do it. Now is the moment, as the World Championship title is up for grabs. Is it going to be Canada? Is it going to be the United States? We know it's going to be one of the athletes from Maui. But who is going to have the bragging rights at the end of the day?
Onto a wave for Cash here. This will be his second. Doesn't do much with it.
Deciding against that one. Didn't like what he saw. And there we can see Finn just getting up. Cash swinging himself around. And looking out the corner of my booth while we're waiting for the action, I can see Nia walking past our event winner and world champion. And what an event she has had. She has now won every single discipline in the wingfoiling sport. So the most complete athlete on the planet, Nia Swadia.
Just a 1 for that second wave of Cash, but it does put him ahead of Finn. Nothing particularly special yet from the Canadian. Brother Jeffrey went out a couple of rounds ago. But in each one of Finn's heats up until that semi-final, he looked in control, certainly on the edge of control up against Marlo. Very difficult competitor indeed. But with that last run, that very, very last wave on the buzzer, was able to overhaul the Frenchman and get himself into this final.
Interesting to see what Cash is doing there. He is really doing a long tack to be able to make his way back out and get in to the top area here of Punta Preta. He's already thrown down an 8.17, so very nice score. And our Armstrong athlete is going to be joining Finn all the way. You can see just tacking his way upwind. Looks like a little bit of a line coming in, as we can see the drone out there as well.
There's a second drone out there, because we're on drone already.
Star Wars.
That's always a bit scary.
But both of the athletes are in position, waiting for that next set. Cash, 9.24 in the lead, but he has the top score of an 8.17. Finn, in that previous heat, had scores above that. So we know both of these athletes capable of that and more. Grand final, you can see the beach started to fill up as we've already crowned Nia Suarez. And who is going to be our world champion on the men's side? 15 minutes, and we will find out.
It's just fizzling, isn't it, for the moment? The anticipation is there. The beach is filling up. All of the athletes across today and those that we will still wait to see in the kite category lining up to see who's it going to be. They all just appreciate just how talented everybody is. Now Cash goes into surf mode. It's amazing, that transition from cruisy wingfoiler to attacking surfer.
Just beautiful how he just, crouches down, keeps that center of gravity nice and low. Now going to be going for those air maneuvers, switching it out, floating along the top, demonstrating the control, off the lip, back again, powers his way through. We're going to have a big finisher. Here it comes. Grabbing and all the way along. Cash Pizzola, ladies and gentlemen, is hunting for the title. Round the house, cut back and off the right, off the foamy. I don't think there's anything more this kid can do.
That's going to be a big score for sure. That is laying down the gauntlet for Finn. Where is Finn? Out the back. Chose not to take up any of those set waves. But what a run from Cash. And the intensity, you can see it in his body language. He suddenly switches. He was just cruising along like everybody else. And then, boom, I'm going to surf this. Down is the crouch. Then it was surfing, carving, tricks, back to carving, back to using the wing to power up into some big airs. I saw that one in the semi-final.
Just flow. It is just pure flow all the way along.
And it's not a big deal for him to switch into surf mode, to just put the wing in his right hand and then get into that surf mode. It's just so fluid.
And that roundhouse there, beautifully executed. And waiting for that score to be dropped. And there we can see Finn on another outside roller, floating his way across. No, not liking what he saw there. Deciding against it. We're just waiting for that last wave from Cash to come in. It's going to be a big score. 8.17 for the first one. Let's see how he's going to be doing. Is it going to be a backup score or not? Coming up on 12.5 minutes to go. So just halfway through this heat. There's that meridian, the Ecuador of this grand final. And we can start to see the golden coming through. 8.03. As the old diehard would say, Boom shakalaka. Amazing work here from Cash Pizzola.
Also gives an opportunity to go bigger as well, because we've seen 9s. But 2 8-point scores for Cash. And Finn, highest score so far, a 4.9. He hasn't sparkled yet. He hasn't maybe had the waves to do so. But he's really got to find something big now and properly commit. Because to get anywhere close to that score of 16.2, he's going to need something very, very special. The kind of special that we saw from Finn Spencer at the end of his semi-final to eliminate the previous Capverdean champion.
All right, Finn siding around. He had a little look-see, and he's liking what he sees. This one is actually looking like it's going along. Here we can see Jeffrey, his brother, filming the action. Finn, oh, nice, beautiful bottom turn all the way along. Look at that, pushing against it, risking huge bottom carves. Air off the ends. And now this is where they power through so they can get past that. Slides it out. You can tell Cash and him hang out back there in Maui and answering back. What are we going to be seeing? And he is looking, getting the information from his brother there, telling him that Cash has 2 8s. So a difference of 8 points in between them. And let's see what the score of that last wave is going to be, because that was very nice. Pure surfing. Just look at that bottom turn. Boom, off the top and all the way pushing back. Make sure he's hitting the sweet spot. And just waiting for those scores to come in. Definitely going to be improving. 7.6, all right, back in action. So 12.53 versus a 16. But already Finn has a good score on the board.
Going to have to repeat that, though, isn't he? And he's going to have to go a little bit bigger as well.
And there we can see Liam and Otis and Annie watching their Maui compadres throw down. I tell you, for these guys, even more important than the World Championship title is the bragging rights in that group.
It's a long flight home.
That is a long flight home, and that could be harsh for number 2.
Still 9 minutes on the clock. Still opportunities for Cash to improve. That's the worry for Finn Spencer.
And Cash, you can see they're a little further down in the bay. As where that tide is, you can see it's kind of opening up a little bit more. Not so close to the very top of the reef. And both of them, 9 minutes to go, 760. Top score there for Finn, 817 for Cash. But Cash also with an 803. Finn looking to improve on a backup score. He had a very nice wave before. We've seen him get 8 6s, 8 4s. So it could be anybody's money. We've seen 9s here today. Oh, and Finn, is he going to be going on this one? It does look like he decides. Here we go, dropping in. Oh, Carvey, bottom turn. Nice, all the way off. Cut back right into a maneuver. Says hey to his mate as he's along the face. Going all the way down. He's got 2 hands. Are we going to be seeing a float? Yes, we are. Looking for an aerial maneuver as well, but goes against it. And you can see him going, oh my God, so close to the rocks.
Don't know what happened to Cash, though. In the water there as Finn came steaming past. It just doesn't quite have the intensity of Cash. It's visually easy to see. And this is what happened to Cash.
Oh, just getting...
He went up for another wave. Oy.
Oh, getting caught up, yeah. Pushing that forward just a little bit too hard. And Finn again. So waiting for a score, but yet again on another wave. Has a look back, standing tall. Going down the line, signing against it. He does have a score coming his way, which will improve probably his backup. And these boys just having a little conversation out there. as we continue on here, this grand final of the GWA Wingfoil World Cup. Cabo Verde Punta Preta, powered by Armstrong. And your top Armstrong athlete there, Cash Bezzola, currently in the driving seat. You can see Cash there on a 4.6, the XPS. Waiting to pounce.
Yeah, he knows surely the advantage he's got.
I mean, both of these guys know each other so well because they ride together every day pretty much. And we can see Finn's improved with that 577, but not in the 8 range that he wants. Okay, starting off with the big air, getting the grab, now going down. It starts to surf off the top. Powerful cut back here. Can he link it together? Yes, he does. Now he's going to get the speed. Goes for another big air right next to the rocks. This was when he's going to grab on and continue along, but not being able to link that bottom section. So still going to be shy of those 8 points that he needs. But keeping himself busy, that's what he's got to do.
And he definitely needs a couple of extra layers on, doesn't she? It's obviously cold out this evening.
Little warmer down there in Maui than it is here. As soon as that sun starts to dip, it does get a wee bit nippy down here in Cape Verde. Let's not forget they've been on the water all day long. And here we go. All right, back in contention as both of the athletes are out the back. On your left-hand side, current world champion Cash Bezzola, and on the right-hand side, the contender Finn Spencer. Oh, nice wave starting to produce here for Cash. Look at this one, Ben.
Once again, the body position, the commitment. Even if you don't know anything about this sport, you can see that he absolutely means business. A nice little tiny air, but we know he can go a lot bigger than that. There it is. Back down into the middle part of the wave, into the power zone. We do have Finn out back behind and just drops it at the end there for Cash. I mean, it's hard work to get above the 8s that he already has. Finn's got a 7.4 on the board now, a 7.6 and a 7.4.
He is producing the goods. Are we going to be seeing something bigger? Yes, he is. A nice one. And this wave is going all the way down the end, so he's going to have another opportunity to get another air. Oosh. Airs his way out, but across the back. Getting closer and closer. Only 1.2 difference in between these two athletes. Your grand final, Cape Verde.
And was that worthy of an 8 score for Finn? Here's a replay of it once again. Such a different body language initially. Cash sort of almost shows I'm engaging. And then he's in surf mode. Finn floats into it a little bit more. Then got a bit of speed on to get himself that trick.
Yeah, riding a high line on the wave here, especially when they get down close to those rocks so they can get past this section. And Finn with another nice big air, looking to improve on a 7.4 as they just going off of the back of that one and ending up as we are coming to the final 5 minutes. And here we can see the wave there from Cash.
There's another big air from him. Lands plumb in the center of the wave. Such precision. And just lost the foil on that last turn and dropped it in the water. 3 minutes remaining. Still waiting to see whether Finn can improve that score. We're still waiting for those last waves to come in. I mean, there's only 1.2 points between the two of them.
Yeah, it needs to be a medium 8. Needs to be a medium 8 if he wants to have that chance, because let's not forget, Finn's top score is 0.43 down from the backup score there from Cash, so he needs to go 0.43 above, so he's going to need a 8.5 something, almost 8.6. Big moves are going to have to be dropped here by the Spencer if he can get this one in. 2 minutes closing down, but I will say I'm starting to see some lines on the horizon.
There's an 8 for Finn Spencer on that last wave. So 5.6 now the total. Place 6.2 for Cash. If he does that again, he needs to get an 8.2, 8.3. Needs the biggest wave of this final in the last minute and 50 seconds for Finn Spencer to take victory from Cash Pizzola, the World Championship as well. He did it in the semi-finals. Can he do it again in the final? Is there a wave to do it in this final?
Yeah, is that set going to be coming towards us? 8.21 is the number that Finn is going to be fighting for. That is what will give him the win at the moment. Cash with an 8.17, 8.03, holding him off 90 seconds, less than 90 seconds. And I've got my head out the window, and I can see a little bit of movement. All right, Finn has decided it is now or never. Do or die. Backflip on. Oh, goes off the back of the wave. What a shame. 60 seconds to go, and that could be the closer. Here comes Cash. Does he get it 360 into the pocket? But goes down. That was absolutely ridiculous. What a final.
The boys have put on a show, haven't they? They both end up in the drink at the end of this 25-minute duel. Cash laid down the gauntlet early on. It took a while for Finn to get those big waves in. He's come close. He's up on his board again. He's up on the foil. Is there anything on offer? He's got 20 seconds to pick a wave. One's gone past. Here is another one. Hopefully he knows exactly what time he's got. He's heading back out.
So this will count.
This will now count. 6 seconds remain. Doesn't look like he's on anything right now, but it may well develop. And here he goes.
This wave is going to count. He is on a wave. He is on a wave. As we're waiting to see what can happen. Is it going to be Finn? Is it going to be Cash? Are we going to be seeing a buzzer beater? The backflip is in. No, he goes down. Putting on a show. But ladies and gentlemen, this means one thing and one thing only. Your winner here in Cape Verde, Cash Pizzola from Maui, and also becoming the new GWA Wingfoil World Champion. As we're going to go and find, as we can see, all of the kiters coming back on to the water. We will be following our world champion out. And it is that man there, El Numero Uno, El Capitan, Cash Pizzola, your Armstrong athlete, hailing out of Maui, the winner and new wave world champion.
100% commitment from our finalists. Great entertainment. They may not have landed these absolutely insane tricks, but they put on a show for the crowd. They've got mega scores from the judges as well. So much respect from the whole field of our wingfoilers, whether they've been knocked out or whether they're on the water. I'm sure Cash knows exactly where he's at. A few of the kite surfers coming past and letting him know as well. I tell you what, as soon as that buzzer went, they were all out there, weren't they? Trying to beat the sunset.
Absolutely. I mean, that golden hour. And there you can see a little grin, a smile on his face.
As that last attempt. But what matters in the competition were those early runs. 2 plus 8 scores. Challenged Finn. They were almost done within 5 or 6 minutes of the start, and Finn had 19 minutes to try and do better. He knew what he wanted to do right at the end, didn't he? He had a plan. He clearly wanted to keep that in his pocket right till the very end, but it did mean that if he didn't land the backflip, it wasn't going to be victory. He went for it twice and didn't get it twice.
And it is that man there taking the win, your new world champion. And there, the American flag landed into Cash Bazzola, the boy from Maui, your number one Verde and number one in the world. Wow, what an event. What a competition we have had here for the GWA Wingfoiling World Cup. And we can see the vibes out here on the beach. Cash trying to float his way in. Suspense, keeping the crowd on their toes.
Don't forget that there is still the Surffoil Tour, which was an exhibition here 12 months ago, but will be a competition. We'll see many of these competitors in that as well. Plus, we have the first round of the Global Kite World Tour, all before next Friday is our last day of competition here in Cape Verde on Sal Island.
And just waiting for that man to come in. You can see blip in between those two. This guy who has taken the win here in Cape Verde and well deserved. And as soon as he comes in and that flag is given to him, we are going to be saying goodbye.
Going to be saying good night.
And good night, yeah. Goodbye and good night for a full action-packed day here of the GWA Wingfoiling World Cup. And Cash is up and pumping his way towards us. And here we go, Cash getting ready to come in. As we saw some of the replays there, and waiting for him to make his way to the beach and claim that flag. And it is going to be happening right now. As that man, your number one here in Cape Verde, and your new wave world champion. Arms are in the sky, and flag is in the air. Congratulations, Cash Bazzola, winner here in Cape Verde and the new Wingfoil Wave World Champion. And second place, also, that man there, Finn Spencer. Bazzola on top of the world.
It was always going to be a highly likelihood that it would be a Maui waterman to take victory. Kaz Bazzola is absolutely been the man to beat ever since last year where he became world champion. He's laid it down here, and out of 8 watermen from Maui, it is Cash Bazzola who is your world champion and your winner here in Cape Verde. And the celebrations will be going long into the night.
Absolutely. There you can see all of the athletes giving him this respect. So congratulations there. Cash Bazzola, Nia Swadius, winners here in Cape Verde and the new world champions. On behalf here of the GWA Wingfoiling World Tour, thank you very much for tuning in here on the stream. I'm Josie Asher, and thank you very much, Ben, for joining us here. What an event, what action, what a day. And we will be coming back very soon, because let's not forget, waiting period is still open where we have our GK Kite World Tour.
What is the future of foiling? Who knows? All we know is we're here for it.
Fear. It whispers when you hesitate. It lingers in the unknown. It tells you to turn back. But fear is not the enemy. Fear is the threshold between the ordinary and the unstoppable. You don't conquer fear by avoiding it. You conquer it by riding straight through. Because beyond fear is freedom. Trade fearlessly at capital.com.
Vou contar-vos uma história. Era uma vez um arquipélago no meio do Atlântico, onde a natureza se demorou em atos de generosidade. Cabo Verde, terra onde nos temos de demorar, onde cada viagem é mais importante que o destino final, onde as experiências nos surpreendem a cada momento. Um país que fica para sempre no nosso coração. Cabo Verde, do coração.
Investir em energia solar. Go Green Go Salvilas. A energia solar com baterias permite-lhe uma poupança de 80% na sua fatura energética. Tempo de retorno do seu investimento é de 3 a 4 anos. Quer esteja a tentar poupar nos custos dos serviços públicos da sua empresa ou esteja interessado para instalações de painéis solares e baterias em todo o território de Cabo Verde. Visite o nosso showroom e armazém para orientação pessoal em Santa Maria, Sal, Cabo Verde. Go Green Go Salvilas.